Hello everyone, welcome to the Trios YouTube channel. This is your tutor Jarin. Today we're gonna finish the unit 1 of the Math 72 course that we already talked about in our last video. Today we're gonna work on the chapter 2, which is graphs and functions. Now we're gonna talk about the second chapter, which is graphs and functions. For that we have to understand some things over here. First would be the plotting points. Plotting points would be something like, for example, there are 2 points and you're making a line over here. I know it's not a good line, but sorry about that. So these 2 points would be the plotting points. So we represent it in this way, x and y. Next comes the functions. Functions means that one input always have one output. X is the input over here and y is the output. So whatever function you have, and for the x, what input you put always always have a different output. So y always depends on x over here. Next would be the domain. Domain will be all possible x values. Again, it's the inputs, and range would be the all possible y values, which would be the outputs. So again, x the input, y is the output. Next, how to find this domain and range. Personally, I find it really difficult to work with. That's why I'm trying to show it here. So from an equation like y equals x squares, sorry, it's a square, I could not put it in the proper way. So in this equation, domain would be anything in between negative infinity to positive infinity. So it could be any real numbers. It has to be a real number in this in this interval, and x can be in anything. Range would be less than or equals to 0, and it goes over till infinity. And because squares are never negative, you have to remember what is the equation first. So squares could never be negative, so that's why it will always have to be something positive. Now, even from the graph beside, if you could see that domain means the x side, so you have to always look from the left to right. Left means the negative side, right means the positive. So as you can see that the graph is going way over till here. I don't know till where. So like that's why we are putting the domain from negative infinity to positive infinity. And for the range, as you can see that there is nothing over here. It's only going towards the positive side. And like it starts from 0. So that's why the range is from 0. Like it could be equal or less than the 0, and it will be going towards infinity. Now for the equation of lines. Slope-intercept form of any line would be put like this: y equals mx plus b. What does x and y means? It comes from the plotting point that we talked about in the previous slide. And what does this b mean over here? B means the y-intercept. And what is y-intercept? Y-intercept is the point where x will be equal to 0. So any point, like for example over here, if you see, um, here the x is 0 and it connects with the y-axis at this point. So it would be the y-intercept. And even for like x-intercept, the y will be equal 0. So x-intercept means that the point where the line connects through the x-axis, and y-intercept means the line that connects with the point that crosses through the y-axis. And this m over here means the slope. Now we use these graphs to predict and solve problems like for any lines or even for like any other kind of ways. And one example would be slope line with slope 2 and passing through 0, 3, the slope intercept will be y equals 2x plus 3 because the m or slope is 2, so we are replacing 2 with m. And as it went through the 0, 3 point and x is 0, so means that 3 is the y-intercept. So that's why we are putting the 3 as b, and this is the equation. And for the graph over here, if you are seeing, if you want to draw a graph, how do you draw that? For that, you have to find another point over here. For example, this point. So if you put any value as input for here, maybe uh, here it's 2 equals 1. So 2 multiplied with 1 plus 3. So it means that 2 plus 3 equals 5. So that's why this point. So if you just find another point and connect them, you will be able to find at the line. Any questions or comments, you could always share with us through email that I'm giving you here. You could also apply it from this QR code over here. Connect with us in this social media QR codes and stay connected.